It has just gone 8 o'clock Central African time. Good evening and welcome to the news bulletin at 8, brought to you by Eswatini TV. I'm Sadebo Ngwan. I'm with Zamanza Manza. We're coming to you live from the Hospital Hill Studios in Babane for a top stories at 8. Let's take a look. Her Majesty Indlovukazi has commissioned thousands of maidens at Eswatini royal residence. His Majesty King Mswati III has commissioned Imbali regiment to cut the reed at designated cutting sites. The Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs has launched the Eswatini Legal Aid. Hello again, and now for the news in detail. We begin here. Her Majesty Indlovukazi has commissioned thousands of maidens at Eswatini royal residence. Her Majesty instructed the maidens to march to Ngabezweni royal residence, where they will be commissioned by His Majesty King Mswati III to fetch the reed. The commissioning forms part of the reed dance ceremony, which is in progress.
Over 120,000 Imbali had registered for this year's ceremony when Her Majesty commissioned the regiment at Eswatini Royal Residence, and the figure was expected to increase as more maidens continued to trickle in. The commissioning event lived up to expectation as it was characterized by the traditional pomp and ceremony that has defined it for many years. The regiment danced before Her Majesty, who observed proceedings with Balundolozi, their Royal Highnesses and foreign dignitaries. Leader of the regiment, Her Royal Highness Inkosatana Sakizwe, listened attentively as Her Majesty issued instructions to the maidens before they set out to Ngabezweni. Her Majesty officially commissioned the regiment.
Hey, lalela Mbali. Ithi Ndlovukazi iyasikhoka nyalo sitawuqonza eNgabezweni. Ifaka umyalo nakiyo Imbali. Ithi Imbali itawuqonza lapho eNgabezweni kungabe bese sekuba nalabanye labahamba tindlela tabo. Nkosi Ndlovukazi, Mhlekazi.
The tens of thousands of maidens put on a spectacular show as they charged towards Ngabezweni royal residence. There was never a dull moment along the way. We were privileged to have a moment with Inkosatana Sakizwe. We asked Her Royal Highness to share her thoughts on progress that has been achieved since the arrival of the maidens on Tuesday.
Babhalise kahle yonke imbali ikhonile ukuthi ifike and bonke bafike kahle babhala kahle vele nje siyajabula.
Indlovu yemhlaba senikhokhile esigodlweni elithizini senibange esigodlweni eNgabezweni. Ingabe kuhamba njani la ngendlela Nkosi?
Kuhamba kahle kakhulu. Ngangithile ukuthi vele linemandla sonke sinawo lamandla. Siyawujabulela vele lo mhlanga kuyabonakala. Nendlovukazi futhi ikhokhe nemiyalo ukuthi vele sonke sihambe lapho lesiye khona eNgabezweni. So ngibuka nje leli butho solo sisahamba kahle and sawufika kahle.
Upon arrival at Ngabezweni royal residence, the maidens received gifts which included sneakers, t-shirts, jackets and refreshments. Inkosatana Sakizwe led the maidens in thanking His Majesty the King. Some of the maidens extended words of gratitude to the king.
Siyabonga enkosini letipho lasiphekona usigcoksile nekudla kumnanzi kakhulu emhlangeni neminyaka lelandzelako sizochubeka side Nkosi bayethe wena waphakathi.
Ngiyabonga Ngwenyama ichubeke naseminyakeni lelandzelako isiphele sipho lesi sibayethe wena waphakathi.
The ceremony is gaining momentum as His Majesty the King was expected to commission the maidens to fetch the reed. On the news, I'm Sandile Makanya reporting from Gabezweni Royal Residence.
His Majesty King Eswatini III has commissioned Imbali Regiment to cut the reed at designated cutting sites. This development took place at Gabezweni Royal Residence.
After being dispensed by Lomangceveza Kweshe at Lutsitsini Royal Residence, thousands and thousands of Imbali joined Ngwenyama in song and dance at Ngabezweni Royal Residence. His Majesty King Eswatini III ordered Imbali to go and cut umhlanga through inkosatana Sakhizwe. After getting the order from His Majesty, Imbali then embarked in the long journey to the different ditsitsi, and they are expected to cut umhlanga tomorrow. On the news tonight, I'm Xolis Mavimbela at Engabezweni Royal Residence.
The Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Polele Shakantu, has launched the Eswatini Legal Aid. Now, the minister says 58% of Eswatini find the cost of legal representation unaffordable. Eswatini TV, Ngasiwekoza has more on that story.
The Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs says a legal aid baseline survey for 2022 indicates that eMaswati find the cost of legal representation unaffordable, mostly to the marginalized groups, and this impacts on their ability to defend their rights. The Minister of Justice, Polele Shakantu, launched the Eswatini Legal Aid to increase and ensure access to justice for all eMaswati.
Legal aid is to ensure that we bridge that gap, so that even that person who is not able to afford legal aid, government then fills that gap and makes sure that there's equal access to justice for all eMaswati, not just eMaswati that have got the means.
UNDP Deputy Resident Representative David Omoziafo says Goal 16 of the SDGs promotes providing access to justice for all.
The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, that's the SDG 20, adopted in 2015, includes Goal 16 on promoting peaceful and inclusive societies, providing access to justice for all, and building effective, accountable, inclusive institutions at all levels.
The Eswatini Legal Aid Secretariat is led by Lungile Makakula as the director, and their offices will be decentralized across the country. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samgal Suekoza with Sikumbuzo Dlamini Mbabane.
The Minister of Health, Liz Ngosi, says the Kingdom of Eswatini is currently building a first public health laboratory to align the country's health systems with the African region. Now, the Minister was speaking during the 73rd World Health Organization Regional Committee meeting held in Botswana.
World Health Organization's Regional Committee for Africa is the organization's decision-making body on health policy in the African region. It comprises of ministers of health or their representatives from each of the 47 member states in the region. Botswana hosted the 73rd WHO Regional Committee meeting, where the Kingdom of Eswatini was represented by the Minister of Health, Liz Ngosi, and the company of the Director of Health Services, Dr. Velepe Okelo, and Deputy Director of Health, Rejoice Nkambule. The Minister of Health says to align the Kingdom of Eswatini's health system with the region, the Minister of Health is currently building a public health lab.
Together, mobilize systems manage
WHO Regional Director for Africa, Dr. Matsidiso Mohetti, encouraged member states to upscale NCD's responsive measures.
Exercise is one of the best things that you can do for yourself, for your health. In our region, in the African region, we very much work to bring an end to communicable diseases, infectious diseases that affect us very seriously. But we know that there is a very rapid increase in non-communicable diseases, as they are called, chronic diseases, hypertension, heart conditions, these and mental health problems. Some of these are really related to living a lifestyle where exercise is not part of our daily routines.
Other topics of the meeting include the elimination of malaria, especially by the elimination aid countries, including the Kingdom of Eswatini. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Samkal Suekoza with visual source from the Ministry of Health.
Parliament employees, together with National Archives employees, are continuing with their clean-up campaign at Lobamba. The employees are cleaning up the place in preparation of the 55-55 double celebration. Clerk to Parliament Benedict Klaba says they want the big day to find the country tidy.
Clerk to Parliament Benedict Xaba says as Parliament employees, they are determined to make Lobamba as well as nearby places very clean because everyone will be in Eswatini, including people from other countries.
This is very, very good and very important for the country, and I'm going to urge everyone in the country as we go closer to the event, the main event next week, Wednesday, let us make sure that the whole country is very clean and we are all out to make sure that we clean our surroundings and the whole country will be clean.
Sibongile Mavuso, who spoke for the National Archive, says they are very happy to have joined the campaign. She says this is the second phase of the campaign and they are going to make sure that Lobamba stays clean.
We are very excited that we want to make sure that this place indeed presents a very good image of Eswatini, because we know we are going to have guests coming from all over the world. So that is our sole aim, to make sure that the place is clean.
Next week, Tuesday, before the main celebration, they will once again engage on the same campaign, reporting live, reporting for Eswatini TV News.
The Eswatini Tourism Authority says they will ensure that they market tourism attraction sites in the country. As the month of August, the country has events which are the Mhlanga Reed Dance and the International Trade Fair, the double celebration, the 55-55 double celebration, which are the most events with more tourists.
Marketing manager in Eswatini Tourism, Chungi Dlamini, explains how the events will improve and boost the tourism sector, which will also assist the tourism reach its set goal of 2025.
We're excited as the Tourism Authority to welcome the guest. We will also be hosting international media ourselves. They are coming in tomorrow into the country. International media is very important in terms of packaging Eswatini so that they can write positive stories about the destination and also experience the destination, because tourism is an experience. So believe that when we host them into the country, they will in turn be our ambassadors and also profile the country positively, which is very important. Moreover, the countries that are coming from, it's UAE, it's Zambia, it's Russia, it's Norway, it's the Netherlands and USA. So we're very excited about the partnership. And we'd also like to say thank you to the Hospitality and Tourism Association of Eswatini, who have supported us in terms of hosting the international media.
Dlamini also asked Eswatini to be of great help where assistance is needed by the tourists, as Eswatini are known to be a respecting nation. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, Isebenele Mthethwa and Vuminkosi Ndinisa Mbabane.
The Supreme Court has found that ex-Senator Mkhululi Dlamini does not say how he acquired the land and established his homestead when the Kroll Induna Ohom Lamatiela Shonge categorically denies that he owns any homestead at Mapilingo Chiefdom. This is contained in the 114 pages long judgment.
The Attorney General ran to the Supreme Court praying for that High Court ruling be set aside that requires the Elections and Boundaries Commission to hold the special nomination process at Mapilingo Umphakathi to determine the nomination of outgoing Senator Mkhululi Dlamini or include his name in the list of nominees for Member of Parliament for the same Umphakathi. Mkhululi said he acquired the land sometime in January 2022 and has since July 2022 established a homestead at Mapilingo. The appeal was heard by a full bench of the Supreme Court led by Judge Machahenga Dlamini. The judge said the reality of it is that no one on Eswatini Nation land can own land or a home without being known by Umphakathi. The judgment further stated that until the royal crown is shown to be mistaken, the court must accept their vision on a matter like that of Mkhululi. The court added that Kukonta is the way, adding that a situation is reached where a decision has to be made clear whether Mkhululi belongs or does not belong to Mapilingo, or whether he could lawfully contest any election there in light of the incomplete information before court. The court further adds that if the registration was objected to as early as July 8th, then how did Mkhululi's name get to be on the voters' roll at Mapilingo? And no explanation was given to the court. The court further found that had the fact-finding and verification exercise been done on time, the disturbance resulting to incomplete nomination of Mkhululi would not have occurred. The court mentioned that under the system of government, an elected representative needs a working relationship with various chiefdoms forming Tingundla. The court further said that it is therefore virtually a requirement that elected person must have a good relationship with his own chiefdom or the chiefdom of which he is resident or has a homestead for necessary meetings. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, High Court.
The Teaching Service Commission has dismissed the Eswatini National Association of Teachers' SNAT President Mbonga Dlamini. This follows after he was found guilty on a case of absenteeism for about 109 days.
The Teaching Service Commission Executive Secretary Nhlanhla Dlamini says following the SNAT President Mbonga Dlamini's disciplinary hearing, where he was found guilty of absenting himself from work for more than 3 working days in a period of 30 days without either permission of the employer, a certificate signed by a medical practitioner certifying that he was unfit for work on those occasions, the Commission decided to terminate his services as a teacher with immediate effect. In a communique to the SNAT President, the TSC Executive Secretary says the Commission has also considered Mbonga's failure to appreciate the sensitivity and nobility of the teaching profession. The communique further states that the SNAT President's neglect and the neglection of his duties has adversely affected the future of the learners, as he was assigned to teach mathematics and sciences at Moyena High School. The communique also stated that when Mbonga was requested to make mitigating submissions, he, together with his legal representative, allegedly refused to tender any mitigation on both Mbonga and his lawyer opted to walk out of the disciplinary hearing after hailing insult and threat at the Teaching Service Commission. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, Mbabane.
Right, with that we shift gears now into the world of business, whereby we take a look at financial indicators to give us a sense of how markets fared today in a financial report.
Standard Bank. It can be.
We take a look at sports news. Manzini Athletics Club, with the auspices of the American Embassy, have officially opened a sporting facility worth 148,000 Malangeni at Ngulwini in Manzini. Present to officiate the facility was the Minister for Sports, Harris Blunga.
The new sport facility offers volleyball, netball, tennis, basketball and also beach games. This initiative has been financially supported by the U.S. Embassy with an estimated 148,000 emalangeni and the German Embassy. In his remarks, the American ambassador to Eswatini, El Miller, says the facility will be of great assistance to the youth of Ngulwini.
As of today, this structure can benefit more than 500 young people from the community and surrounding schools, but I know in the years ahead there'll be hundreds more who will benefit from the legacy of this project. And one of the key factors in a community receiving funding from the U.S. through the U.S. Ambassador's Special Self-Help Fund is the community contribution.
The Minister for Sports and Culture, Harris Bulunga, congratulated the people of Ngulwini for being beneficiaries and further implored them to take care of the facility.
Sibongele nabantu basengculwini umango wonke kuba nesakhiwo lesinjengalesi la abantwana sabatawu khona kutodlala khona lesikhuthatako nje ukuthi while le facility iye kuthuthukisa temidlalo siyacela lokuthi isebenziseke kahle singayikhanzi ukuthi emva kwemalanganyana seyilimele noma sekwentiwa leminye imikhuba lengahambisani nale yakhiwele yona kulomango.
Manzini Athletic Club coach Muz Mabuza conveyed his heartfelt gratitude and said the facility will groom young stars of the constituency. Other speakers during the event include umphakathi, volleyball and athletics representatives who said they are expecting more competitive candidates from the facility. For Eswatini TV News, I'm Pendulo Kumbi with Patizwe Msibi, Engulwini.
With those sports news, we hit the home stretch of the news bulletin at 8 at Eswatini TV. But before we go, here's a quick reminder of our top stories tonight. Her Majesty Indlovukazi has commissioned thousands of maidens at Lutsitsini Royal residence. His Majesty King Mswati III has commissioned Imbali regiment to cut the reed at designated cutting sites. The Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs has launched the Eswatini Legal Aid. Beautiful Kingdom of Eswatini. We come to the conclusion of the news bulletin at 8 here at Eswatini TV. We shall now cross over to the Weather Center for a detailed weather report from us and the rest of the team here at Eswatini TV. For now, it's good night and God bless.
International Trade Fair. Eswatini TV brings you a trade fair promotion and a double celebration package. 5-minute live interview on location for only 4,600 emalangeni. A live Kusile breakfast show interview on location for as low as 3,450 emalangeni.